What happens when a city's lifeline vanishes overnight? The Francis Scott Key Bridge, a symbol of Baltimore's strength and unity, was gone in a single devastating moment. Now, a team of engineers, workers, and everyday heroes are racing against time to bring it back, stronger than ever. Today, we're taking you inside one of the boldest rebuilds in American history, where innovation meets heart, and every challenge is a chance to redefine what's possible. If you're fascinated by engineering marvels and stories of resilience, hit subscribe and tell us in the comments, what's the most inspiring rebuild you've ever seen? The Francis Scott Key Bridge wasn't just another highway. It was Baltimore's beating heart. Completed in 1977, the bridge stretched over 1.6 miles across the Patapsco River, connecting neighborhoods, industries, and communities. Named after the man who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, it stood as a daily reminder of the bridge's resilience and its place in American history. For nearly half a century, over 11 million vehicles a year relied on this bridge. It was a route for commuters, a corridor for commerce, and a scenic passage for families heading to Chesapeake Bay. Its elegant steel trusses became a familiar sight, woven into the rhythm of city life. But on a fog-shrouded morning in 2024, routine turned to chaos. A massive container ship, the Dolly, lost power and drifted off course, slamming into a support pier. In seconds, tons of steel and concrete cascaded into the river, leaving a gaping void where the bridge once stood. The collapse echoed across the nation, sparking urgent questions about safety, maintenance, and the future of America's infrastructure. Rebuilding the Key Bridge was never just about putting the pieces back together. The site itself posed enormous challenges: powerful tides, heavy shipping traffic, and a riverbed littered with twisted debris. The team faced a logistical puzzle. How do you reconstruct a vital artery without paralyzing the city or the port? The answer began underwater. Engineers deployed sonar and remotely operated vehicles to map the riverbed, identifying hazards and precisely locating every chunk of fallen steel. Salvage crews worked in hazardous conditions, often with near-zero visibility, to clear the site and recover lost materials. But the real innovation came in the design phase. Rather than simply replicating the old bridge, planners envisioned a smarter, safer structure. High-strength, corrosion-resistant steel would form the backbone, while new seismic upgrades would help the bridge withstand future disasters. The design also included expanded lanes, protected pedestrian paths, and even space for a future light rail, future-proofing the crossing for generations to come. To accelerate the timeline, the team embraced modular construction. Massive bridge segments were prefabricated off-site, then floated down the river and lifted into place by giant cranes. This approach minimized disruption to the port and shaved months off the construction schedule. A project of this magnitude demanded an extraordinary investment. The estimated cost to rebuild the Francis Scott Key Bridge soared past $1.7 billion, making it one of the most expensive infrastructure projects in Maryland's history. Funding came from a mix of federal emergency relief, state budgets, and insurance payouts. Every dollar was scrutinized, with city and state leaders promising transparency and value for taxpayers. But this investment wasn't just about restoring what was lost. It covered upgrades in materials, safety systems, and environmental protections, ensuring the new bridge would serve Baltimore for generations and provide a return far beyond its price tag. As one official put it, "We're not just rebuilding a bridge, we're investing in the future of our city." While the technical feats were impressive, the human stories behind the rebuild brought the project to life. For many Baltimore residents, the bridge's collapse was more than an inconvenience. It was a personal loss. Small businesses faced delivery delays and lost customers. Parents spent hours rerouting their commutes. Emergency workers had to rethink response times, and entire communities felt the sting of separation. But in the face of adversity, the city rallied. Volunteers organized carpools and boat shuttles to help neighbors cross the river. Local residents sent free meals to construction crews working long shifts. The rebuild created thousands of new jobs, from welders and crane operators to environmental scientists and outreach coordinators. One welder, Maria, described the pride she felt as her team pieced together the new spans. "Every bolt I tighten, I think about my kids crossing this bridge one day. It's more than a job, it's our legacy." For families who had crossed the bridge for generations, each new milestone became a cause for celebration. Children drew pictures of the new bridge. City officials hosted live updates, and the community watched together as the skyline began to transform. No mega project is without its hurdles. Early salvage operations were repeatedly delayed by storms and dangerous river currents. Heavy equipment sometimes broke down or was damaged by hidden debris. When a rare species of sturgeon was discovered near the construction zone, work paused for environmental review, leading to new protections and a temporary redesign of the river's supports. Supply chain issues threatened to derail progress as global shortages delayed key steel shipments. But the team adapted, partnering with local manufacturers and rerouting materials to keep the project on track. Despite these setbacks, the project achieved remarkable milestones. The riverbed was cleared ahead of schedule, thanks to round-the-clock efforts and advanced robotics. The first modular span was installed just 11 months after the collapse, a record for a bridge of this scale. Each achievement was celebrated citywide, with live streams and community events marking the progress. The impact of the rebuild reached far beyond the bridge itself. The new Key Bridge was designed with the future in mind: wider lanes for growing traffic, protected pedestrian and bike paths, and space set aside for a possible light rail extension. These improvements not only restored connectivity, but also opened new possibilities for Baltimore's growth. Local businesses saw a resurgence as construction brought new energy and investment to the area. Hotels, restaurants, and suppliers thrived thanks to the influx of workers and visitors. The city's port, a critical hub for the East Coast, benefited from improved logistics and renewed global attention. Environmental stewardship was a priority from day one. The project team worked closely with conservationists to protect river habitats, installing fish-friendly supports and creating new wetlands alongside the bridge's foundations. These efforts turned a tragedy into an opportunity for ecological renewal, ensuring the Patapsco River would remain vibrant for generations. The Francis Scott Key Bridge rebuild is more than an engineering triumph. It's a story of resilience, innovation, and community spirit. From the day of the collapse to the moment the first car crossed the new span, Baltimore showed the world what's possible when vision, technology, and determination come together. This project didn't just restore a bridge. It reconnected a city, inspired a nation, and set a new standard for how we rebuild after a disaster. As the sun sets over the Patapsco, the Key Bridge stands as a testament to the power of hope and the promise of progress. So, what do you think? Has the new Key Bridge set a new bar for American infrastructure? Share your thoughts below. Hit like if you believe in the power of comeback stories, and subscribe for more legendary builds and impossible feats. And let us know, what mega project should we cover next? Thanks for watching. Check out our other videos on epic rebuilds and engineering marvels. Don't forget to leave your story in the comments below.